Imagine this. You sit down at your desk, open your laptop and tell yourself, I am going to get this assignment done. But within 15 minutes, you are scrolling on TikTok, texting friends, and convincing yourself that you deserve a quick snack break. Before you know it, hours have passed, and still, homework untouched. Sound familiar? I am exactly framing the most common problem that people are experiencing right now, which is the lack of focus. And here's the thing. I have built a system that helped me to stay focused on a specific task without getting distracted. I could do 2, 4, 6 hours straight on doing that task until it's complete. And today, I am going to show you how you can do the same. By the end of this video, you will know how to break free from bad habits, not being able to focus, and replace them with a system that helps make deep focus feel natural. And stick with me until the end because I will be sharing the most important tip, how to commit to completion. That is one of the habits that ties everything together and will truly change how you work. Oh, and before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and like this video. It will help me to create more contents like this for you. Let's get started. Eliminate distractions. Let's start with the first step, eliminating distractions. The two most common distractions students face are your phone and your environment. Here's a quick tip. Before you start any deep work, turn your phone to do not disturb mode. Next, find a quiet place to work or study. For example, when I was studying, my room wasn't very ideal because my sister would be watching some videos over there. And of course, the noise will distract me. Then what would I do? I would go to the living room to study. Apparently, there was a desk where I could study in the living room. But if my family are there in the living room watching the television and the television noise distract me, I would go out to the balcony where nobody were there. And that is exactly how I could get away from the noise distraction. Now, when it comes to noise, figure out what works best for you. Some people like studying with music, but that never worked for me. If I listen to music, guess what? I will start singing or dancing while enjoying the music instead of studying. So I choose to have a complete silent environment. And pro tip, if you need a quiet place, but you are just not in that quiet place, you can use AirPods or headphones with noise cancellations to block out the distractions. So let me show you what I mean by distractions. Okay, great. I'm gonna do my homework. I have this task by my professor that is due tomorrow. Wait, somebody's texting me. Do you want to go snowboarding tomorrow? Of course I want. I never played snowboarding, but that means I have to figure out what I need to prepare. What are the gears that I have to prepare for snowboarding? And now, that is distraction. So make sure to use do not disturb mode. This is why eliminating distractions is the first step to staying focused. Let's move on to the next point. Before we dive into point number 2, I want to give a quick heads up about something really important we'll talk about later. How to prioritize study before rewards. This habit has completely changed how I structure my day, and I will show you exactly how it can work for you too. But for now, let's get into point number 2. Set your target early on. The next step is setting your target early on. Ask yourself, what is the task I need to accomplish? Is it a quiz? Is it studying or preparing for an exam? If it's studying, flip to the last page of the section that you need to cover. This helps you in 2 ways. Number 1, you'll see exactly how much material you need to go through. Number 2, you can track your progress. Are you halfway done or almost finished? If you are close to finishing, it motivates you to push through. Setting a clear target gives your study session purpose. Instead of reading aimlessly, you have an end goal. And for homework, your target is simple. Finish it completely and submit it. Let's move on to the next step. Prioritize study before rewards. Now let's talk about prioritizing study before rewards. Imagine you have a list of things to do in one day, like studying, watching a movie, baking, playing sports. Instead of jumping to the fun stuff first, finish your homework or studying first. Why? Because when you've done, you can fully enjoy those activities without the stress of unfinished work. Wouldn't it feel great if you could watch your favorite TV show without thinking, I still have a homework to do? I used to love playing games, and this is exactly how I structure my day. After school, I would spend 3 to 4 hours finishing all my tasks, homework, studying, everything. After that, the rest of the day was mine. Isn't it great? Work hard first, play hard later. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. Thank you for sticking with me. You are doing amazing. Stay tuned because we're almost to the most important tip in this video, which is how to commit to completion. It's the ultimate game changer. Make sure to keep watching. Prepare your environment. Let's talk about preparing your environment. Why is this such an important step that many people skip? Before you even start studying, take a few minutes to set up your place. Why is this so important? Because if you are constantly getting up to grab a pen, water, book, or everything else, you are breaking your focus. And every time you do that, it takes extra time to get back into the flow. Here's how you prepare your environment. Number 1, have everything you need before getting started. This includes water bottle, books, pens, notepad, or iPad. Number 2, make yourself comfortable. Make sure that you are cozy. If you could get cold, get that blanket ready. Make sure that the place that you're sitting at for long will be comfortable. Get some extra cushion on the bottom. Number 3, keep it organized. If the desk is clear, it will make you focus so much better. If some things do not belong on a table, just throw it away. Have your table clean for you to work. Engage actively with study materials. Now that your environment is set up, let's talk about engaging actively with your study materials. This step is especially helpful if you are a visual learner like me. But it works for everyone who wants to stay focused and retain information better. Here's the thing. Learning isn't passive. You cannot just read through a book or skim your notes and expect to absorb everything. To actively doing things. And here are the things that I would do. I would highlight the important points as I read. I would mark some ideas that I want to focus on, underline, I would circle. I would even make some drawing beside it to make me remember of the things that I was learning. Now, since we're at the digital era, it's so much easier to use iPad and use the app to write the notes. And I personally are using GoodNotes. It's not sponsored, but I think it's really great. It has changed my life so much. I am so grateful that I invested on this iPad and GoodNotes. Also, the great thing is that you can keep all those papers just in one iPad instead of having a stack of a box of papers. Quick focus check. What is one most important thing that you have learned so far? And what is the thing that you are going to apply? Drop in the comment down below and I would love to hear what you're saying. Commit to completion. Now we have reached to the part that is the most important. This one habit has completely transformed how I work, and I know it can do the same for you. The idea is simple. Whatever task you start, finish it completely. Let me explain why this matters. Imagine you're studying for a final exam and your goal is to cover 3 chapters in a thick psychology book. If you stop halfway through a chapter, you'll lose your flow. And next time you sit down to study, you'll waste time figuring out where you left off and what was the chapter about. Instead, push yourself through and finish the chapter. That way, when you start again, you can jump straight into the next chapter with a clear mind. This habit isn't just about studying, it applies in everything, whether it's homework, project, or even some creative projects related to your work. If you're working on math homeworks, finish the entire assignments before switching to another subject like biology. Switching tasks halfway breaks your focus and wastes time because you have to get yourself focused on another subject. Here's a mindset shift to help. It takes time to get into a deep focus state, but once you are there, you are at the most productive level. If you stop halfway, you're breaking that momentum, and it will take twice as long to get back to it. So save yourself some time and finish what you start. And when it feels tough, when you are halfway through and tempted to give up, remember this. The hardest part is often the most growth happens. Push through like finishing the last reps of your workout. It's hard, but it's worth it. Let's move on to the final step. Take action immediately. Now let's talk about the last point. Take action immediately. Here's a life hack. If you come home from university and you know you have homework due tomorrow, what should you do? You sit down and finish it. Period. No distractions, no procrastination. Start immediately. Why? Because planning to do it later or letting yourself scroll through social media first will only make it harder for you to get started. Those 5 minutes on Instagram will become 30 minutes, 1 hour, even 2 hours. Before you know it, you are stuck and you feel so stressed just to get started. So what you should do if you are already tempted with social media, or worse, already scrolling, remind yourself that you are wasting time while scrolling. Be mindful about it and be honest to yourself. Also, you can close that app immediately. Don't think about it, just do it. Close it. One tap. Easy. Now open the app or materials that you need to work on, and only that app. Here's the mindset you need. The faster you start, the faster you finish, and also the better you'll feel. Imagine how satisfying it will be to relax knowing that your work is done, instead of stressing about it while procrastinating. So let's quickly recap what we've talked about today. If you want to stay focused and get things done, start by eliminating distractions. Turn off your phone and find a quiet place to work. Then set your target early on so you know exactly what you need to accomplish and you can track your progress. Remember to prioritize study before rewards. Work hard first, play hard later. Before you dive in, make sure to prepare your environment by organizing everything you need and create a comfortable space. Once you start, engage actively with the materials, like highlighting, taking notes, and using tools that will help you to learn. And yet, what is the most important point? Commit to completion. Whatever task you start, stick with it until the end, until it's finished. Don't stop halfway. It will save you time and energy to get back into it. Lastly, take action immediately. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. just start. Now that you have watched this video, it's time to put it into action. Go do all the homework and all the study that you need to do after this. Make sure to apply any of the tips that I shared in this video. Now, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give me a subscribe and like. I will really appreciate it. I hope to see you on the next video. See you guys. Bye.